And then, Simi, do you know how many color of tea will we have?
Well, I thought they were just black and green.
No.
No?
In the custom, they are black and green for us to decorate. But for the real, our Chinese tea, we have 6 different kinds of color.
Really?
Yes, this is green, white, yellow, oolong, black tea, and red tea.
That's red tea?
Yeah, the red tea is the regular, the English people call that black tea. But in
this
Chinese,
is like a regular tea bag kind of tea that you would get when you have loose tea?
Yes.
Like orange pico or...
Yeah, that is the kind of tea we call it red tea in Chinese.
Okay. Well, this, you know, this is all Chinese tea. How many different kinds of Chinese tea are there? I think of just
that's over 3,000. Only green tea is over 1,000.
Really?
Yes, yes. Really a lot of
So when you go out for Chinese food and you drink the green tea or the tea that's there at the table, I mean, what kind of tea is that?
Normally, they will give you, for the regular Chinese restaurant, they will give you the black tea, is the pu'er tea, or if you go to the more Western people there, they will use the jasmine tea.
Jasmine tea.
Most of the Western like the jasmine tea the most.
Yeah, and that, what is that exactly?
That's actually, the jasmine tea is a kind of green tea, but we use the jasmine flower to mix with it, and then the tea absorbs the smell of jasmine flower.
It smells so good.
Yes.
It smells so good.
This is a kind of our jasmine tea. This is a kind of loose tea, a kind of jasmine tea. For the low-grade jasmine tea, they will only use the artificial flavor to spray on it. But for the good green tea,
for the real stuff, you've got it right in there.
And then for this kind of green tea is a very high-grade jasmine tea. Do you know how to make the jasmine tea? They warm the green tea leaves and then put a layer of fresh jasmine flower and then another layer of warmed green tea. And then after it cool down, they absorb the smell of the jasmine flower. You repeat it and repeat it. For the best one, we repeat it for the 7 times.
That's a long process. We've learned a lot about tea, actually, in the last little while, and we found that there are so many traditions with tea. I mean, you can't just, like you say, pour hot water in a pot and drink your tea. There's many particular ways that you're supposed to drink it, right?
Yes, actually, different kinds of tea, we use different way to make it, and at different temperature. For the green tea, we use a lower temperature. For the black tea, we use a high temperature.
And you're supposed to know all this, otherwise it won't taste great.
Normally, we won't steep the tea for a couple minutes. It's too long. It's about 30 to 45 seconds.
Not even a minute?
Not even a minute. Sometimes we will have it for a minute, but normally we won't have it.
What's the most popular kind of tea to drink in China then?
It depends on which part of China. Different part of China, they have different kinds of tea. That's why we have so many kinds of tea. It's just like in the Forde area, they will like the oolong tea. But for the part like Beijing, they will like the green tea, the jasmine tea.
So what are we going to be making right now?
Today we are going to make this one, the very good jasmine tea. This is a kind, we call it Dragon Ball jasmine.
This is the kind that puffs up into something really neat, isn't it?
Yeah, it will open like a flower, very nice.
But, I mean, how expensive are those?
Oh, actually, this is not very expensive, about $100 for a pound. Not very expensive.
Eliza doesn't think that's very expensive. $100 a pound?
But
how many of these do you get in a pound?
For this one, only cost you about $1.
Only? It's like $1 a cup of tea.
Oh, you know, when you pay $1, you can't buy a cup of coffee in the coffee shop.
Okay, good point. Good point. Oh, that's true.
And then for this one, you can repeat making this for 5 to 7 times.
So one ball will give you 5 to 7 cups of tea?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it good for you? Are there other good properties to it?
Actually, tea is good for you, you know. Any kind of tea can lower your cholesterol. Yeah, and then good for you to wash away your fat in your body too.
See that? Drink lots of tea. It'll wash away all the fat. So we should get started on what we're making here.
Okay. Now today we are going to make this jasmine ball. Okay. And then
I like your clear cup.
We will warm the teacups and everything first.
Okay.
Since we don't want the temperature to drop a lot. Yeah.
Right.
And then this is a smash just in case any tea leaves will drop into the cup. Okay.
So you've warmed the cup?
Warm the cups and then get the ball.
This is such a process, right?
Yes.
For it to be done properly?
Yes. Then if you want to make a nice cup of tea, then you need to do more. But if making
so what,
tea
we're not making
easy.
A nice cup of tea, we're just making a basic cup of tea here, right?
Yeah.
You don't pour it on top, I noticed. You pour it all around.
Yes, since we don't want the hot water to burn the tea. Okay?
Oh, so don't pour it directly on top.
Yeah.
Okay, you're dumping the water out again, Eliza.
Yeah, for the first one, we dump it away.
Okay.
And then...
So you have to boil a lot of water to make a cup of tea, don't you?
Oh, only the very first time we warm the tea leaves and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's better for me to open this one and then let the people to see the flower open.
It's starting to open up there.
Yeah, starting to
open. No
open.
sweeteners or anything put in Chinese tea, right?
No, no sugar or milk for the Chinese tea.
How come? Just the way it always developed?
Since we can enjoy the real taste of the tea. For the tea itself, it's just like the oolong. You have a sweet flower smell, but we didn't put any flower inside.
Right.
For this one, we have the flower flavored because we put the jasmine flower.
Right.
Do you know, for a kilo of jasmine tea, we use how many jasmine flower?
No. How many?
Over 3,000 to 5,000 pieces of jasmine flower.
For 1 kilo of jasmine tea?
Yeah, for the high grade one.
For the high grade one, how much does the high grade one cost?
Actually, jasmine tea is not the most.
Don't do the only again. Don't do the only $100 a kilo. That doesn't.
Okay,
or a pound.
even though for the $16, $18 a pound, we can have good quality jasmine tea too.
Really? We're going to make some oolong as well, aren't we? We can make some.
Yeah, we can make some oolong too if we have time. But we try this one first.
I can't wait to try that. Okay, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're also going to be talking about something called pure tea.
Pure tea, yeah.
Okay, much more to learn here on City Cooks. Stay with us.
Okay.
Oh, that's opening up really nicely, isn't it? We welcome your feedback here on City Cooks. If you have any questions for us, comments, suggestions, something that you'd like to see on the show, well, do let us know. Email them to us, citycooks@citytv.com. And don't forget, our recipes are now available online, also at citytv.com. Welcome back to the show, everybody. We are here with Eliza Lam from Aroma Tea House. We are learning all about Chinese tea, where really tea was born. Tea came from China.
Yes. Have you ever drank the tea that's over 10 years or over 50 years old?
Would it taste good?
Yes, this is.
Are you sure?
Sure, I will make it for you later.
I mean, my tea tastes old, but I think that's just because I'm not making it properly. So.
Oh, since you
tastes like old
never
shoes.
tried the good Chinese tea, you can.
Can I try the? This is the dragon ball tea that we made in the last segment. Yeah. That's very nice.
Yes, the aroma.
You can actually taste the jasmine flower in there.
Very fresh green tea.
I'm going to put that aside and finish that. There, Eliza. What are we going to do right now?
Yeah, I'm going to introduce you a kind of tea. This is pura tea in cake. Yeah, in cake form. Yeah,
in cake form.
Do you know how old this tea is?
Well, you're going to tell me, right? How old?
70 years old.
Oh, 70 years old.
Yes, and then it costs even more than 100, of course. It's
Eliza she didn't bring the cheap stuff. She did. How much?
2,000 pieces.
2,000
Canadian
dollars for this.
No, not penny, dollars.
$2,000 for what you've got in your hand right now.
This is about 300 grams.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know, all the antique is expensive. This is the antique food.
Antique food.
Yeah.
I like that.
Right, yeah.
Think of it as antique food. Don't think of it as old.
It's not very expensive. If you find it, yeah.
You don't think that's very expensive? $2,000 for?
But we need to keep it for 70 years in good condition.
70.
Yeah, 70. Yeah.
Wow. Well, what are the benefits of this tea? Why is it so good?
In France, they have a hospital called St. Antonia Hospital. They think that the Mongolians in China, they have the sheep milk and the sheep meat. For sure, they have high blood pressure, high cholesterol. But they found that it's not true. They learn about what they are eating, and then they found that pure tea is
so what they found is this area where the people aren't eating very well, but yet they're living long and they're
in the Mongolian people, they don't have they don't have the vegetable a lot of fresh vegetables.
So how are they living their long lifespan?
They use the tea to help them.
It's the tea. Yeah, it's the $2,000 tea.
Oh no, only the regular tea can help too.
Okay, well you're going to show us how to make this tea.
Yeah,
right?
we are
it's
going
very
to
special.
make. Now you can see for this
pure tea,
we have some cake too. You see, this is the whole
Eliza,
pieces.
I hate to say that, but it looks like bark from a tree. It does. It looks like little pieces of bark. Okay.
You know that we have but poo tea too.
Yeah, I don't want to get it.
Next time we can show you later.
That's next time.
Yeah,
we're going to make this one right now.
Okay, now the same, we warm the teapot.
What are these cute little teapots?
Oh, this is a purple clay teapot. This is a special kind of clay.
Purple clay teapot.
Yeah. We only find in China Yixing, in the whole world, only China Yixing had this kind of clay. And then the benefit and the good of this clay is they can keep the temperature in a very good
So that's these purple clay pots. You can only find the clay in that part of China, and that's what they made. All of these pots are made out of that clay.
We have 5 different kinds color of the clay. Even though it's called purple clay, but we have yellow, red, purple, black, and green.
Okay. Yeah. How much did you put in? You put like a teaspoon or more into that little tiny.
Oh, only a teaspoon for this tiny
teapot.
Yeah.
How much tea will that make though? Can you use it over and over again?
Yes, this one we can make it over and over again for at least 7 times.
And I noticed that you pour the water all over the pot, not even
on... And then we also pour it on top. And then since we want it to keep the temperature to a very high temperature.
So that's your first draw, right? You're just going to let that one go?
And then also, do you know why it's very expensive for this kind of teapot?
No.
Since they have many little pores inside, and then they can keep the tea flavor in the teapot. And then after you make it for many years, then even though you pour hot water inside, you can taste the tea too.
Really?
But for the ceramic and
so you don't even need the tea leaves after a little while. You can just taste the tea in there with the hot. So that's why you have the tea trays, because you have to pour the water all over the top and the... Okay.
And then you can see the color.
That's a very rich color there.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have a drink there.
Holy moly. You know what? I just have to shut this off over here. Hold on one sec. We got something going there for the next segment. We'll get to that in a moment. Wait, what are you doing? Oh, you're dumping it out.
Well, no, for warming the cup.
Oh, that's expensive tea to warm the cups with, Eliza.
Oh, this one is not this one.
Oh, okay. Different type, but same kind of tea?
Yes.
That one's much darker as well.
This kind of tea we drink it old, and then for the green tea, just like the jasmine, we drink it fresh.
And then look how much darker that is. It looks lovely.
The color is very nice. And then it's bright like the wine, the brandy.
Like the wine, like brandy.
Yeah,
that's
like
good.
Brandy.
Is it more expensive than brandy too sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
The pu'er tea is very special since the cheapest tea is pu'er tea.
Right.
The most expensive tea is pu'er tea.
Excellent. Yeah, we found that out.
Yeah,
Hold that thought, Eliza. When we come back, we still have much more to do. We're going to be cooking with some tea as well, right?
And then we are going to introduce a little bit about the tea
eggs. Nice. Okay, stay with us. We'll be right back here on City Cooks. Can I try this one now?
Sure. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. And there is the address for Aroma Tea House, where you can find Eliza Lam and all sorts of great teas. 7956 Granville Street in Vancouver. Give them a call. Find out what they've got. And here we are back on City Cooks. We have another guest with us today. It's Rick Forde from Raging Fork Consulting Limited.
Yes,
there we go. Want to get the whole thing in there. You're going to be cooking up some recipes for us.
Yeah, cooking with tea. Taking it out of the pot, putting it in the frying pan.
Who thought you could do that? I
thought
think you could do that. Yeah, you thought of it. So what kind of teas are you going to be using for us today?
Today we're using the jasmine tea that you tasted earlier.
Yeah.
But this is the loose leaf jasmine tea, which is
got that right here.
One of the top qualities of the tea. And you can tell by the white tips of the leaves here.
Yeah.
It's from the very, very tip of the tea plant.
And that's
so
a
the
good
very
thing?
most tender little teeny bit of the
best,
the
tastiest
bud,
part.
Yeah,
as it's very woody
youngest,
close to the stem,
Okay.
And so what I've done is I've made a rub. And
So
if we think back a few years in the Cajun cooking, there was the blackened rub. Everything was blackened and they ate it.
Yeah.
Well, essentially taking a marinade without the marinade juice and making a
Without
dry
the
rub
liquid.
of it. Yes, exactly.
Okay. So you've got peppercorns here and jasmine tea.
Yes.
And you've ground them together to
Ground
make
that up, and the recipe is on the
That's right.
Print out there.
Okay. And what have you done with that?
So what I did is I put it on the prawns, and I like to put it on overnight So it just really soaks in there because the sea is so delicate, the prawns are so delicate, and the black peppercorns give a nice spice to it. But I add the salt now.
Why now?
Before I cook, because if I put it in while it's marinating, it'll draw all the moisture out of the beautiful prawns. And these are lovely
And those
Burma
are beautiful prawns.
Yeah, really nice big ones.
In China, do they normally cook with tea? Is that?
Yes, there's quite a lot of kinds of food. We have tea just like this one. This is
What is this here?
Tea egg.
It's a tea egg.
Tea egg. Yeah.
What exactly is a tea egg?
Yeah, this is an egg made with tea. We just use the tea and also the salt, and then make it for about 2 days. Then
So you boiled the egg in tea, is that it?
Yes, we
I think we hard-boil the egg first,
boil it
Yeah.
first.
and then crack it, the shell, and then immerse it in very, very strong tea so that it gets the... I peeled one for you so you can have a look at it then.
Yeah, you
The
can
marble
there's a
effect.
So you
marble
crack it, but
effect.
you don't take the
Don't take the shell off until you're ready
so
to
you
eat
get
it.
this nice effect on there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And is that widely eaten in China?
We have it we can have this kind of tea egg with the tea. And then since it's not a very salty one or very...
Wow.
Yeah, very,
Okay.
Very
nice.
traditional.
Well, you're going to cook up the prawns, but we have something else to go
Pu'er
with the
noodles.
prawns as
Those
well, right?
expensive tea goes into making noodles as well.
Yeah, this is pu'er noodle.
Well, it's good. Well, you don't want to use up too much of that expensive tea, though, but you made noodles with it. And how is that? You just use the liquid? Do you steep it and use the liquid?
This is a friend of mine. He has a noodle. He is the noodle manufacturer, and then he prepared the pu'er noodle for me. He used the pu'er tea instead of water, and then to make the tea. Yeah.
Just like a spinach noodle.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
What a neat
colorful, it
idea.
looks like spinach, but it's not going to taste like a cup of tea when you're eating it.
No, but
or
does it
drinking
have any of the benefits?
It has all the benefits, just like spinach would. And it even looks healthy just looking at it.
Yes.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? It does look very nice. So how do we get started on our prawns?
So I've got a little bit of sesame oil here.
Okay.
And again, I'm just using, I have a non-stick frying pan, so I'm not really using the sesame oil to cook with. It's more just to give some nice flavor to it.
Okay.
And
Well, you're really going to crank that up again. That's the high heat. Do you often make recipes with the tea as well, Eliza?
Actually, I know some of them. I make it at home, but not for the
No?
the
So
others.
Simi, why don't
Yes.
you put the shallots
Oh,
in?
I would love to put the shallots in.
Okay. And I'm just going to give those a little,
What's the best tea to cook with, Eliza?
and some ginger.
Different kinds of tea make different kinds of food. Just like in China, a part called
Well, what's your favorite?
Hangzhou. Yeah, they have used the dragon well green tea to make with the prawns.
Oh, really? Dragon Ball tea with the prawns.
Not dragon ball, dragon well. Kinds of green
different
tea.
kinds. Sorry,
Yeah.
Dragon well?
Yeah.
Dragon well.
Now, these prawns,
Wow.
I've seasoned them lightly.
The smell that came off of that when you put those in the pan.
Isn't that
was-
nice? The jasmine really comes out very nicely.
Did you lose a prawn there? Don't
Yeah,
worry, we'll put
off
that
we go.
aside. Somebody will eat that. Not to worry about that. Yeah.
It smells good.
It smells delicious. Now, are these recipes that you adapted, Rick, or you
I just
you
made
experimented
this up
with
myself. Absolutely. Just, you know, I challenged myself not to read recipes, but to try and create them.
That's a nice idea. But then how do you remember what you made?
Well, that way, when you do special dinners for people, everyone is one of a kind.
Yeah.
Just like a.
But then don't
Iron
you ever
Chef.
go a year later like, geez, you know, I made that dish. It was so great.
I got a memory like an elephant.
Do you?
So instead of water, I took the prawn shells
Yeah.
and I boiled them a little bit, made a little bit of a prawn juice.
Yeah.
So it's just really easy to do at
Prawn
home.
juice.
So instead of like a little mini stock, just to
Right.
give the prawns some juice and some flavor. Something just to give a little texture. These are edamame beans.
love
They're the tofu
edamame.
beans.
Yeah.
So just for something exciting in there.
Those are so good. When you fry them up with salt and pepper. Oh,
And
some
because of the black peppercorns that are in the sauce or in the rub, it adds a really nice spiciness to the whole dish without having to add, you know, a lot of hot peppers or anything.
this was a fast dish as well. I mean, I guess you just have to think ahead in terms of putting the dry rub on the prawns, right?
Exactly. And I would do 4 hours minimum overnight if you can, because it just, you know, soaks into the prawns and becomes nice.
Well, look,
You know,
at
they're
that's
very
almost
nice
done.
and- yeah,
That's well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will have the finished product and a few last words about Chinese tea with Eliza and Rick. So stay with us. We'll be right back. And here's our trivia question for today. How many times are jasmine flowers added to the Dragon Ball green tea? You could win a gift basket and gift certificate from Aroma Tea House if you know the answer. If you email us the right answer, citycooks@citytv.com. I remember that. That was a very lengthy process, wasn't it? Oh, I'm not going to give that one away this time. Rick, we're almost finished our prawns there.
I'm just going to put a little lime juice in it, Simi. A lot of times with pasta or different sauces, you want to have something acidic, especially with some seafood. So instead of alcohol, I'm putting lime juice because it's very conducive to Asian cooking.
Some people might want the alcohol too, right?
Yeah, well, you can put white wine.
Okay, a little lime juice. And how do you finish this off? You put a few other things on top as well?
Yeah, I'm just going to go to the plate.
Oh, go to the plate. That's chef talk. And Eliza, you have one more tea that we're going to talk about as well, right?
This tea is called the monkey pig tea. Have you ever
monkey pick tea? No, I can't say that I've heard of that one before. What is that?
This is a kind of oolong, and then since in the past they say that the tea grow in a very high mountain, and then the people had to get it, so they train the monkey to pick up the tea leaves for them, and then make the
therefore
tea.
The name monkey pick tea.
Yeah, you can see this is the monkey pick oolong, and then this is another kind of oolong. So you see, we can have quite a lot of kind of tea.
What makes it an oolong? Is it the type of leaf that it is?
Yeah.
So this is like, is this a green oolong and this is a black oolong?
No, this is only the process. How long they make the tea, and this is break for not so long. This is longer time. That's why the color is
fermented for longer as well.
Yeah, just like the deep fry and the.
You know, we could do every show about tea, and I don't think we'd ever learn everything there is to know about it. Have you found that it's been an interesting process, Rick, learning to cook with the tea? Or?
Well, I'm a chef. I love to be creative, and cooking with tea has just helped me go to places where I like to go.
Really? Well, this has been great, and I'm going to try this now because it has a most interesting sort of aroma coming from it. This has been great. Eliza, thank you so much for joining us today. People coming in learning all sorts of things about tea at the store.
And then they know that tea is good for them.
Tea is good for you. That's right. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Eliza. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time on City Cooks.